Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, Andre.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy.
Goodbye and good night.
Hold two, on bar.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three, Lamas covered. Three-handle family Gradunzel.
Mamma mia!
And now, Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, Greg Unchained.
It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
Number 4, armbar.
I will never retire!
I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
All right, ladies, gents, and non-binary friends, welcome to another B Plus podcast. I am your host, Greg Unchained. Today is Saturday, which normally would mean the NXT edition of The View from the WWE Universe, but instead, we're going to do a big special pre-WrestleMania weekend, well, kind of during WrestleMania weekend edition of The View from the WWE Universe. So joining me is somewhat of a super team for our WWE podcasts. Big Boy Mikey from the NXT cast.
Super team. How are we?
Yeah, good. And Danders. This is gonna be dangerous for me. Danders, how are you?
Living large.
Living large. Always living large, right?
Always
Now,
living large.
I'm upset that CJ wasn't able to make it because Danders and Big Boy is a dangerous combination. You guys just like to gang up on me.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, it's probably gonna happen.
You don't make it very difficult, Gregory.
I feel like everything I say, you guys are gonna have some kind of counterpoint. So let's start with the news that broke today. Hall of Fame induction, right? Brutus the Barber Beefcake getting inducted by Hulk Hogan. I think this is great news. I'm just going to set you up so you can go ahead and disagree with me.
Well, I'm gonna chip in here first because you know I'm a Hulk mark. It's still very weird to me because I think up until today I thought Brutus and Hulk still had beef. No pun
I see what you
intended.
did there.
Yeah, I didn't mean to pun intend them, but I did. But yeah, I thought they still had beef. I didn't think Brutus was still on good terms with Hulk, but maybe Hulk's sort of making up with some of these dudes in his later life. Because he lost a lot of friends before death years ago in Macho and Warrior and stuff, so maybe he has, but yeah, it makes sense. You wouldn't have Brutus Beefcake without Hulk Hogan anyway, so it makes sense, but it's just going to be awkward having Hulk Hogan on stage again.
Yeah. Do we know who are inducting all the other people? I don't think we do we?
No.
Because we've also got, we should run through the
Hall of Fame, yeah.
Yeah. Heart Foundation, Harlem Heat, D-Generation X, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, of course, Tori Wilson, and the Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a ragtag group.
Is anyone dead in that group apart from China?
Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Oh, true. Like, normally Normally they have one, like a solo person who's deadsies. Oh, and who's the Warrior Award, that lady?
Oh, the Warrior Award is Sue Atchison. She is a WWE executive. She does like a lot of the charity stuff. So she started the whole, the Make-A-Wish thing that John Cena does or he's famous for. That all started with her.
Okay. No, that's awesome. I like that side of the award.
And that was like what Warrior, the Ultimate Warrior, like what he said, that there needs to be recognition for people backstage and the work that they do. That's what he suggested, and then they were like, WWE were like, yeah, we'll make our own award with blackjack and hookers. full disclosure, I was just looking up a Living Large and In Charge t-shirt, and the first one I've come across is Living Large for Trump. So let's just get off the internet tonight.
Buy it right now.
No.
It's okay to wear Trump stuff, ironically. I have a Make America Great Again hat. A friend got it for me when he was in America. He thought it was hilarious.
I have one that says Make America Great Britain Again.
Wow.
I love it.
Yeah. I want us to make wrestling fun again. That's what I want.
Wrestling still is fun, Greg. It's you that's not fun.
Oh, man. I was trying to transition into talking about NXT TakeOver, but whatever. NXT TakeOver is the next thing that we have up on the ticket, because that is actually happening today as people listen to this. Tomorrow, as we're recording, I'm not sure I'm going to be alive when this goes live at 10 a.m. in the morning, but NXT TakeOver New York. I'm more excited. I think that the NXT takeovers are so much better because of their length. That's the only thing. Like, the match quality on WrestleMania is going to be just as good for the most part if they just took 15 of the matches off.
Yeah. No, today's card is going to be awesome. 5 perfect matches. I like that. I like the 5 or 6 perfect card. Like, NXT TakeOver hasn't got every single human being on it, like Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish and Roddy Strong. They're not on this card, and they'll play a part, obviously, in the main event with Johnny Gargano there, but they're not advertised to be on the show or anything. It's Mania. They try and fit every single human being on the card. Some wrestlers have got double duties this weekend, TakeOver and Mania. So there's so many people on the Mania card that it's just overload, and then TakeOver's just got that perfect amount. It's just perfect.
Yeah. We'll take a look at the card. I guess start with the Women's Championship match. Shayna Baszler, Kairi Sane, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair for the NXT Women's Championship. This is, how long has Shayna Baszler held that title?
Too fucking long.
She's got to be close to a year now.
No, I think, didn't she win it back at Evolution?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Because she lost it.
October.
Yeah. A combination of her.
She only lost it. She only lost it for like a month, though. Like, it wasn't.
Yeah, because a combination of either her or Kyrie have had the title for a year.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah, it's just been the two of them. Yeah. She's using the 4 horsewomen though. Is what? So the other, not Ronda Rousey, of course, but the other two, the Marina Shafir, Jessamine Duke. They're getting involved in every match, every women's match. Basically, they're just dominating the women's division, just attacking, not letting any match finish. It's been pretty interesting.
It's been shit. I hate that.
Well, I think it's. I just don't know. I don't understand. I was going to say, like, it's been interesting. Like, I've been like, okay, cool. They're badasses just attacking everyone. But at the same time, I didn't really quite get the point.
After a while, to me, it just seems like a really aggressive form of the stupid twin magic thing.
Yeah.
That the Bellas used to do. I get that it's completely different because one came out from under the ring. But it's like...
No, it's a played out stable tag team thing. The whole beat down thing. It does get played out. I like that. It's a little bit different that it's a women's stable being so dominant. Like, that's cool. But on the same program, you got Undisputed Era basically doing the same thing. So got 2 stables kind of being dominant like that. But I say this is the end of the horsewomen in NXT anyway. I think Baszler loses this. She comes up to the main roster. As of Raw or SmackDown this week, that's my big prediction there for that. Who do you have as winning this, Gregory?
It's a tough one, but I think Io Shirai walks out for the first time with the title.
I'm going to go dark horse, and I'm going to say Bianca Belair.
I would love for it to be Bianca Belair.
I've got Bianca Belair as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good pick. It's a good pick. I would love for it. I'm a huge fan of Bianca Belair because she is undefeated. We all know I love to say undefeated. I love to clap to emphasize my points.
Isn't she defeated, though? Didn't she get defeated?
Yes.
No, okay. See, this is where you misunderstand. Her mindset is undefeated. She goes into everything in life undefeated. It's a mindset.
That sounds like denial. Denial is a mindset, to be fair.
It does a little bit, right? It does, yeah. Yes, she has lost. She has technically been defeated, but she's undefeated in her mind. Okay? It's admirable. No?
What's that thing where it's like, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. But yeah, still on Bianca Belair in a weird mindset. Some defeated, she should change it to, because sometimes she is defeated. Some defeated. Not all the time. Some defeated. Love it. WWE Creative, sign me.
Once
But the undefeated overrated dueling chants, the undefeated overrated dueling chants are fantastic, and so they don't want to let go of that. So they just had to shift it. And I think the way they did it was good. They were like, no, because in my mind, like, no, she knows she's lost, but she can't be defeated in her mind. She's always the best. The EST.
Yeah, you're making me hate her. Who's the other people? Bianca Belair. I think that I personally think that she should have won it the last time when she faced Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the thing that I liked about that was that I think that the dominating undefeated streak is played out. I think it's toxic. I don't think that anyone who has had a lengthy undefeated streak has recovered when the streak is finally broken. Like, you think Rusev, you think Umaga, Asuka. You don't. I mean, even like Brock Lesnar because he had a big undefeated streak.
Yeah.
It was, well, I mean, he fucking left. So, yeah, I think that, they were right to break the streak.
I like the way they did it.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope she wins.
Yeah.
She's not from
absolutely.
Bel Air, is she?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
No, I think it's just a kayfabe thing.
Just the name. Yeah, it's just a work name. But yeah, and then we get the NXT Tag Team Championship. War Raiders versus the winners of the Dusty Rhodes Classic, Aleister Black and Ricochet, who, I mean, obviously you've coined them Blackochet, which I love that name, and we've taken that name and we use that on the NXT cast as well. But Blackochet have become they work as a unit. It's been really surprising.
Yeah, I think that they work really well. They are strong enough to be singles competitors on the main card, but I just don't think that there's room for them yet. So I hope that when they do split them up, they send them to different brands. I see the War Raiders. Is that their name? The War Raiders?
Yeah.
I see them retaining because I think that Blackochet are going to get the main card.
Right, so I'm gonna go with a dark horse pick here and say that Aleister Black and Blackochet, they win the NXT Tag Team Championships because, and we'll get to it with the WWE main roster, I think that we're going to start unifying titles and have floating titles across multiple brands. And they're already doing it with the women's tag team titles. We know they're going to be defended in NXT, so why not have tag team titles for men float as well?
Yeah, potentially. I'm going to stick with War Raiders only because up until when SmackDown, they announced that Blackochet were going to actually be in that Fatal 4-Way, I was like, oh, maybe Black and Ricochet aren't going to get booked on Mania and maybe they do win it. But as soon as they got booked for that, I was like, oh no. Because, whilst I'd love to see that, the floating NXT tag titles as well, I don't think Vince gives a shit about the NXT titles. And the last time that an NXT title looked anywhere near cool on the main roster was Kevin Owens against John Cena, 4 years ago. That was cool. But, I picture War Raiders retaining here and just continuing to look dominant because they're cool. I love them.
Yeah, I feel like that they've had a really disappointing run, though, the War Raiders.
Yeah, it might come across that. I think they'll go for a longer reign. I think they'll pick up a feud with Undisputed Era again. Like that. There's enough room there for NXT to build War Raiders into a serious title holder. If that makes sense, I think.
Yeah. All right, and then we get this is the match I'm most excited for the entire freaking weekend. Pete Dunne versus Walter.
Why is it not Velveteen Dream versus Matt Riddle?
I mean, that's going to be an amazing match, but Pete Dunne versus Walter, 680-day reign coming to an end. Well, we presume it's going to come to an end. Walter, is easily the strongest guy that Pete Dunne has ever faced. In terms of like strength of competitor, strength of build, everything. I think this is going to be awesome.
Yep. This is going to be chest versus fingers, and that's going to be the story here, whether Pete can snap Walter's fingers enough that Walter can't use his hands to chop away on his chest. But yeah, this is tough.
This is going to be the first time people see Walter too. A lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. This is probably my second most excited for match. God, that didn't sound like English at all.
It's late.
Yeah, it's very late. No, but I'm going for Walter for the win. Walter.
Unpopular opinion, I'm going Pete Dunne. I think he's going to use his fellow vegan power. Have I mentioned I'm vegan yet? Yeah, my fellow vegan, Pete Dunne, retains just because I like him having the belt. I know it's probably not going to happen, but
Can he claim vegan status when he puts the leather strap in his mouth?
Yeah, because he has a mouth guard in. This has been discussed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, fair call. I didn't know.
Do you know what? Do you not listen to your own cast, Greg?
To the what?
Do you not listen to your own cast? Have they been?
I edit it. I edit it together, but sometimes it all blurs. To be honest with you,
I'm just being cool because you pick on me for not.
You guys record late at night, and then I have to edit it until like 3 a.m. Okay, so forgive me if every single detail doesn't stick.
I'm just being a dick because you always pick on me for not listening. So,
Velveteen Dream and Matt Riddle. This one, I mean, these guys both have the it factor in spades, like more than anyone else on the entire WWE roster. I would say these guys have that intangible, like when you look at these guys, they are superstars through and through.
Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. Yeah, very, very well put. So I'm very, very interested to see how this match plays out.
When I have to tell this story because it's my favorite story. When I met Matt Riddle at after World Series Wrestling, he was so stoned. He was like the most stoned I've ever seen anyone. And my friend Nads, he's a husky dude. He was buying a t-shirt from him, and Matt Riddle's like, "What size do you want, bro?" And my friend's like, "Oh, whatever your fat cunt size is." And Matt Riddle was like, "Man, you're not fat. You're beautiful. I mean, you can be both, but like, you're beautiful. Like, don't be so hard on yourself, man. Anyway, I'll get you the fucking t-shirt." And he ended up like being so stoned that he gave him 2 t-shirts. So
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is
and
incredible.
like, I went around because my favorite thing is, from my Facebook, I love doing the Randy Orton pose in photographs. And everyone I asked, like I asked Marty Skrull, I asked the Young Bucks, I asked the Briscoes, I asked them all to do the Randy Orton pose, and Matt Riddle is the only one who actually did it.
Really?
Yeah, they were all like so like stuck to their character. Like Marty Skrull has that one face that he pulls, and the Briscoes were fucking terrifying. I don't know how I actually talked to them. They were so scary. Sorry about the tangent. I think Velveteen Dream's gonna win.
That was a bit of a tangent, and then you didn't even pick the bro. What are you doing?
No, I have so much love for Matt Riddle just because of like how much he was telling my fat cunt friend that he's not a fat cunt. It was so lovely. Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream probably would call my friend a fat cunt. But yeah.
I don't think so. No, Velveteen Dream's all about the love, man. Velveteen Dream's all about the positivity.
This has been very interesting, but this is right down the middle for me. Either one deserve the win here because they're both kind of like on a hot streak, got that momentum. I'm going to go Matt Riddle because I just love Matt Riddle, but that's a flip of the coin there. There's no booking behind that. That's just an awesome match.
Yeah, I can't pick a winner, so flip of the coin. I guess I go Velveteen Dream, but yeah, I'm just stoked to see either guy. Like it's such a perfect North American Championship match. Either guy could win. Neither guy gets hurt by losing either. I don't think.
No.
It's like go where you go, and I'm here for the ride. Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, 2 out of 3 falls. Of course, this was supposed to be Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa. But now it looks like that's probably not going to happen till maybe next year at WrestleMania or something. They'll come back to it, I'm sure. But yeah, but yeah, it's Adam Cole now, and I actually think that this could be the best match of the entire weekend.
Yeah,
it's not the one I'm most excited for, but I think it could be the best match technically of the entire weekend. And I'm going to pick. This is the undisputed era for me. Adam Cole wins.
Yeah, I agree with that pick. I'm going with Adam Cole.
Holy crap. I just said Adam Cole without saying Bebe. What is wrong with me?
It was very odd.
Yeah.
Rose the red, violets are grey. Adam Cole,
baby.
It's meant to be cloud and grey. Or violets are not grey.
Well,
just talking about Matt Riddle got you stoned.
Well, yeah. No. Adam Cole for the win here for me. This is the match I'm most excited for tomorrow. Funny enough, the man that's in this match I love the most is Johnny Gargano, but I just believe booking-wise, Adam Cole takes the title. I think Johnny comes up. He was supposed to come up before the I think he was supposed to be up with Aleister Black and Ricochet and Ciampa anyway. So I think Johnny comes up full-time as of next week. Even though he's part of the new promo for NXT, which is, by the way, the best fucking promo they've ever done. Has anyone seen it yet? I have not, actually. The new music video to the new Slipknot song. Holy shit. It is so cool. And Johnny Gargano is front and center in that promo, which now makes me think he's not coming up. But I'm still going with Adam Cole. It's undisputed here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. So we're all in agreement then. Danders, did you pick Adam Cole as well?
Yeah, Adam Cole with Johnny Wrestling getting the call up.
Yeah. So we all agree. Like this is the undisputed era for NXT, and that does it for NXT Takeover New York. Let's move on to WrestleMania. I don't know how we're going to do this in the time that we have. There are 16 matches, 17 matches.
Yeah.
That we have to do right now. So let's get into it, starting on the pre-show where these belong. Hopefully the Cruiserweight title doesn't get stuck in here. Hopefully it's just the Battle Royals. Women's Battle Royal. Who wins?
Lacey Evans.
Yeah, I can see that.
I let that slip on the cast with CJ. I didn't even think of her until they had that weird but wonderful match on SmackDown with the everyone gets a payday match. When she walked out, I'm like, you know what? I fucking shat all over this. But if she comes out as the last entrant into the Rumble and fucking wins it, sold. I'd be sold on that weird fucking gimmick that she's had going.
Okay. Yeah. I can get behind that. I still want Ruby Riott to win, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of close to you. I think Mandy Rose wins.
Interesting. And the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal that never amounts to anything for anyone. Who wins this?
Braun Strowman.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah. It has to be
if he wasn't in the tag match, I would have said Heath Slater. Is Heath Slater the one with the losing streak?
No,
No.
that's Kurt
Who's
Hawkins.
that? Kurt Hawkins. Heath Slater, Curtis Axel, Kurt Hawkins. Their names are too fucking similar. Kurt Hawkins.
Heath Slater is not anything like Curtis Axel or Kurt Hawkins.
Oh, kind of. The
name is
I'm
not.
very fucking tired. What's his name? Kurt Hawkins.
Kurt
I
Hawkins.
would have had him, and that like breaks his streak. But now I don't think so. Yeah, I think that Braun Strowman is going to win.
Mm. The two underdogs for me is Andrade and Ali. But
it's not Michael Shea and Colin Jost?
Definitely not.
We should touch on them though. The Saturday Night Live guys are going to be in there.
Yeah.
I wish that it was fucking what's his name, Pete Davidson, and then he can get dumped over the top rope just like he got dumped by like the hottest woman on the planet.
I actually think
It
there's
took
a
a minute there,
possibility.
Mikey, but we got there.
Yeah.
I actually think that there's a possibility that Shea and Jost actually eliminate Braun Strowman.
Or they make him jump out and chase him or something. That sounds plausible.
Yeah.
You know, Dark Horse is Shelton Benjamin.
Or fucking Gronk. Gronk comes in.
Gronk.
He's retired. He could be ready.
At the end of the day, who cares? It's the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. No one cares.
I care about the women's one because, like, having a look at the names in the women's one, there is future women's champions, and then there's obviously also past women's champions in there.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of potential in that women's one, but the men's one to me is just like,
Yeah.
This is just get everyone a payday. It bums me out. And it makes the show an hour longer than it should be. Anyway, Cruiserweight Championship, Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese. Now, the notes I've got here says that this is going to be on the kickoff show. God damn it. Can we get a Cruiserweight title match on WrestleMania, please?
No. Considering
I heard it was on, I thought it was on
some
the
of the
main
best
show.
wrestling. It says here kickoff show. I don't know. I mean, this is just on like CBS Sports. But,
yeah.
I mean, it bums me out because they have some of the best wrestling in the goddamn company.
Yeah. I've heard that, yes, it is meant to be the two Battle Royals under Cruiserweight. However, the match that got added today or yesterday, the last match to be added, should be on the pre-show. No offense to...
Wait, they added another match?
It's on the card list that you're
Raw
looking
tag.
at. The Raw tag.
Okay.
That should be on pre-show.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, but the Revival, though. Let's stick with the Cruiserweight title match. Buddy Murphy, Tony Nese, these two have some history. They were training partners, right? Within kayfabe anyway. And who do we used to call them 16 Reasons Why, CJ and I, because they have 16 abs between them. And then there's that show 13 Reasons
About the girl who killed herself?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just making sure that was what the reference was.
Yeah, that's the reference. Because Tony Nese would say, I have 8 reasons. He says he has 8 reasons why he's better than you, right? And so then when there's the two of them, there's 16 Reasons Why. And so that's their team name. And now they're fighting for the title. And it's amazing. I'm very happy.
Yeah, but...
And obviously I want Buddy Murphy to win.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the non-Buddy Murphy guy and Buddy Murphy to come up.
The non-Buddy Murphy guy. It's Tony Nese. Why are you not looking at
I've literally
a card?
got it right in front of me, but I have a stance that there's like the Cruiserweight division is Buddy Murphy and then everyone else. Is the guy who has the umbrella,
Right, okay.
is he still around?
He's in NXT UK at the moment.
Yeah, he's in NXT UK. So essentially, the Cruiserweight division is much like wrestling and everything else, right? How every other show needs to be called, unfortunately, not a guy exploding through a table.
Yeah.
Everyone who's not Buddy Murphy is just not Buddy Murphy.
Yeah.
That's all they
The
get.
world can be divided into 2 categories. People who are Buddy Murphy and people who are not. So we are going for one of the others, Buddy Murphy to come up.
Welcome to the podcast. I am your host, Not Buddy Murphy. Joining me, Not Buddy Murphy and Not Buddy Murphy.
Happy Rusev Day.
Does that make Brooksy not Buddy Murphy too?
Correct.
Well, of course. He's not Buddy Murphy.
The only person who I would say...
Brooksy is also Buddy Murphy. He's the one exception.
What? You know, motherfuckers need Jesus. The only person who I would say is Buddy Murphy is Matt Silver. He can also be classified as Buddy Murphy.
He can also be classified as Buddy Murphy. Yeah. All right. Very generous of you. Let's move on. The Revival versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Yeah.
Right.
The Revival win.
No. Ryder and Hawkins are winning.
No.
Yes, they are.
No.
Yes, they are. They're not giving Ryder and Hawkins a match on WrestleMania without them winning. Hawkins has never had a match on WrestleMania ever in his career, like other than Battle Royals, and he's had this losing streak, and the Revival suck, and Hawkins and Ryder will win. Yeah.
I too am going for the team that's not the Revival. Fuck the Revival.
Fuck the Revival.
Forever the Revival. Forever.
Yeah, it feels like they've fucking been champs forever.
They've been champs for like 3 weeks.
Yep, feels like fucking forever.
It's a ganging up part of you.
Why are we friends?
I don't even care that strongly either way about the Revival, but I hate them based on how much you like them.
They are the
That's the best reasoning ever.
Yeah.
The Usos versus Blackachet versus The Bar versus Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura, the most underwhelming team in the world. Who do you guys have for this one? Blackachet. Me too. Unify those titles, baby.
All day, baby.
I'm going to go with the Usos because rumor has it that they just re-signed. So,
yeah.
I didn't think that was a rumor. Well. I thought that was...
Well, yeah, probably true.
Okay.
I thought it was confirmed.
I thought it was confirmed.
Okay, I was just playing Uncle Mel just in case it wasn't true for now. But, yeah, I'm going with the Usos because if they re-signed, then there would have been a thing in there to say, hey, give us a fucking moment at Mania after 14 years, but cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always possible. It's very possible. You know, they've just signed the contract. Now they get a lengthy title reign or something like that. But I still want the titles all to be consolidated and start floating around. So start that process, and you've got till October to get it happening.
The Usos, I think, are the best tag team of the last 10 years. I'm trying to think of one that's better.
Hot take there, Danders. Hot take.
Within the WWE.
Legitimate tag team, like not two singles competitors. No. Paired together, a legitimate tag team.
You won't count New Day in that then?
No.
I would rate the Usos higher than the New Day.
I'd rate the Usos higher in terms of technical tag team wrestling, sure, but I mean, New Day are the New Day. Like they're iconic. Like they've transcended WWE into pop culture almost.
Yeah, and look, to me, the New Day are a stable. I get that they do the Freebird thing. Yeah. They're a stable to me. There's three of them. It's not really fair to compare.
Yeah.
No, that's completely fair. That's completely fair. I think that. And I would agree with you anyway. The Usos are fantastic. So underrated.
I think, and I know it sounds silly. Well, it's not silly. It's a real thing that genuine brother tag team combos just work a little bit more special. I mean, there's 4 tag teams in the world that I say are akin to Usos. I think Usos and the Young Bucks are 1 and 2 in the last 10 years. Like
I
1
swear
and 2.
To fucking God, if you say 4 nations, Mikey.
Oh, no. No, God.
What's wrong with 4 nations?
No.
Are you serious?
It's not. It's just Mikey and I but you know that Jack Ponza unfollowed Nick Collette based on that conversation that we had about saying how the Brat Pack are better than the 4 nations.
So this just comes down to the fact that you're an MCW girl and he's a PWA boy, right?
No, it comes down to the fact that a tag team should be a tag team. It shouldn't be 2 singles competitors.
Okay, no, but the 4 nations are a tag team, and this is where it gets confused because they've had so much. We're going to talk PWA here, guys. This is what you get when you tune into the B+. We're going to start talking Aussie Graps. I'm sorry, but the 4 nations. I will defend this to the death because when I went to my first PWA show back in 2000 and fucking whenever, like it was a long time ago, and I saw them, they did nothing but tag team moves. They were a tag team through and through. And it was impressive because that was when PWA was still doing the lucha tag rules. And if you stood under the bottom rope.
And you could walk, you walked to school in the snow and you could buy your whole lunch for a threepence. I'm talking fucking now.
Yeah, so they've had successful singles careers, but they are no less of a tag team. Are the Hardy Boys not a tag team? Case! I win! Ha! I got one!
I've been to 2 PWA shows, and both times they were singles competitors. I haven't seen them as a tag team. The Brat Pack don't wrestle singles matches. So maybe once upon a time, the Four Nations were tag team, and that's all they did. That's not how they are now.
Wait, Mitch opened the floodgates. Waterman, they wrestle singles matches.
That's Underworld.
Yeah, I saw Nick Berry versus Yoshihiro Tajiri once.
Yeah, at BCW. I'm talking about MCW.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Anyway,
I'm not talking about fucking Mick Moretti versus Dowie James at MCW, am I? At BCW. No, we're talking MCW versus PWA.
You can have tag team.
What's the fucking next match? I have fucking Blacker Shade.
We have Kurt
Blacker Shade to win.
Me too. Okay, Kurt Angle.
Wait, hang on. Mikey, who are
podcast is a mess.
Just for clarification, Mikey, who are your other two teams akin to the Usos?
Yeah, I did have a point originally. I was saying the Usos and the Young Bucks are the two brother tag teams in this world that are on top. And then I was going to say Guerrillas of Destiny and the Briscoes are close to 4.
Okay, one more tangent. My friend Nads my friend Nads the fat cunt who made friends with Matt Riddle at that same show, because the thing is like I love playing dumb at wrestling shows, especially with my friends. It makes them so angry. So with the Briscoes, I kept calling them Jimmy and Jay. Jimmy and Jay Briscoe. And I was like, yeah, and they both start with J, like their dad, Gerald Briscoe. And they were getting very... Nads just turns to me, he's like, none of that fucking makes sense. What are you fucking talking about? That was a good night. That was a quality night. Jimmy and Jay Briscoe.
Shit posting.
I know. I'm as annoying in real life as I am on the internet. This is why I don't have friends.
Kurt Angle, Baron Corbin. Who wins?
Baron Corbin.
Who cares, Baron Corbin. Really? Is this actually going to happen? Really?
No.
It's got to be John Cena, right?
Has to be. Unless it's like a...
You can't have Kurt Angle's last match against Baron Corbin. I'm sorry. And I mean, look, I'm a big fan of the Sam Roberts podcast. Listeners know this. I've talked about him a lot with formulating the ethos of our show here. But he is ranted and raved for the last 3 weeks about how Baron Corbin... he's the right man to beat Kurt Angle in his send-off match because Kurt Angle's leaving. He needs to go out on his back. And Baron Corbin, imagine how much hatred he will get. No, people just don't care. People just don't care, and they won't care.
No, but the thing is, whether it's him being told to tweet it or whether he's just being a good employee up until the last day, if Kurt Angle did choose Baron Corbin as the guy to, this was supposed to be Kurt Angle, Jason Jordan. Let's put it out there. This is supposed to be Kurt Angle, Jason Jordan.
I suppose that makes sense.
Right? Like, this is all along. This is supposed to be that, in my opinion. But I think...
It was supposed to be the daddy wasn't there, man.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Baron Corbin was that next best one because of the whole GM shit. If Kurt Angle did choose Baron Corbin as that last guy and he really genuinely believes there's room for Baron to grow post this, then I guess power to him. I believe Kurt Angle wins, though. I believe Kurt Angle's going out a winner, 100%.
No, he has to lose.
I think it's very traditional to lose on your going out match.
Yeah, you go out on your back. That's how you do. You leave the territory on your back.
Yeah, sure.
It's how it's always been done, kid. So I think Baron Corbin wins. Does this, given the whole GM background and stuff, and back to when Kurt Angle was having problems with him as the GM and all that, Is this the longest story in a match?
Yeah,
On the
unless you want
card?
to talk Becky Charlotte as part of the main thing.
Well, yeah, and Brock Lesnar's title reign is a story in itself, but I'm talking about where everyone in this match has been involved in a story for a long ass fucking time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure CJ and I talked about it on the other podcast that it's been building since Saudi. Sorry, I just got distracted.
No, that's Miz.
What are we talking about?
That's Miz. That's Miz and Shane McMahon has been building since Saudi, but the Kurt Angle Baron Corbin thing's been going longer than that. If you include all their scrap over the GM stuff.
I fucking hate Cantaloupe. Sorry, I'm very tired. I don't know. I don't pay attention to Baron Corbin. Yeah, but yeah, that was going on for a while, and then Kurt Angle just kind of seemed to be coming back and disappearing miscellaneously.
Yeah, well, he got suspended or whatever and put on that absent leave situation, but yeah, it's been a long story, and so this could be the longest build. Unfortunately, still not good. Miz and Shane McMahon, though, is a long build that has actually taken something that was a piece of shit and turned it into something which is amazing, and all credit to the Miz there on that, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, Shane does his part as well, of course. He's a fan. Shane is so good as a heel.
And this is where I think that we need to, as wrestling fans, need to have a little bit of patience, because this, I believe, is what they were going to do all along. And we just, why are you laughing at me?
No, I'm not. I choked on water.
Sorry. This is what we as wrestling fans need to do sometimes. Stop shitting on things, because there's a story behind it, and there's a story to build. So fucking chill out.
Yeah, just let it play out.
Yeah. And people need to stop thinking that WrestleMania is the end of the story. WrestleMania doesn't have to be the end of the story. It hasn't been for quite some years. How many times has the rematch happened at Backlash and all that? So, yeah. I think it's been very entertaining. I'd say it's 80% Miz, 20% Shane. Shane is awesome, but Miz is knocking this out of the park. Miz is...
Yeah, I'm picking a lot of babyface wins on this WrestleMania, and I'm going with Miz here.
I'm going to go with the upset here, because Shane hasn't won a Mania thing for... I mean, he's part of Bryan's tag team win, I guess, last year, but he hasn't won a lot, so I think maybe the first year that he's a heel at Mania for a long time.
Shane, I think that this has room to grow. I don't think this needs to be a one match.
Yeah, so we can keep going from here. I can see that argument, actually. Yep. Yeah, I can. Sasha Banks and Bayley defending against Beth Phoenix and Natalya, Nia Jax and Tamina, and the Iconics. Iconics for the win.
Yep.
Sasha Banks and Bayley, they were the first ever, and it was purely for the history. And then now we slap it on the Iconics and we let them chase.
Yeah, no, I'm down for that, because Tamina and Beth Phoenix ruined the other two teams. No offense. I love Beth Phoenix. I don't love Tamina. I feel that those two kind of ruin the other two team chances. We know Beth and Nadia are going to keep the championships for longer than a month. If they do win it, they'd win it and drop it.
I could see Beth come back for a bit of a run. She's pretty
good. No.
We don't need it.
With all due respect, fuck off Beth Phoenix. I love her, but there are that we don't need to have women of the past keep coming back and taking up spots. There is 2 women's matches on this card.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I didn't say I want her to.
No, I know, and I feel like I'm being really savage to Beth Phoenix, but it's just we keep giving all this time to honoring women of the past when the time is now. You can't see me. Well, time is now. It's the franchise.
This is the thing, though. This is the thing, though, right? Is we say that, and they do have the deepest roster of women's talent they've ever had, and everyone, there's some really, really talented women on the roster. And yes, having Beth Phoenix come back, and it's you've already had your day in the spotlight. But as well, look at it from the side of some of these veterans who are looking at it and going, "We didn't get to wrestle like that. We didn't get to wrestle, in this spotlight." And I can understand the desire to come back.
Yeah, I get it, but it needs to be either, I hate saying this, but Bayley and Sasha retaining or the Iconics winning, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with the Iconics because Australia flag.
Yeah, I'm on the Iconic train all the way. Yeah. We're the only people in the world who like the Iconics, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have to be Australian to like the Iconics. And even like as an Australian, I think you have to be like an indie Australian wrestling fan to like them because they're very hateable. Yep. They're very good at their job. The Iconics, I feel like, would be the most organic to fit in NXT as well. I feel like they would be anyone else that would kind of be a little bit of a step backwards, but because they haven't held any gold on the main roster yet, I feel like that would be the most organic. I was originally going to go with Sasha and Bayley, but I think on that logic, Iconics, put the fucking belts on them.
Yep.
Yeah, but that said, a Sasha and Bayley match against the Sky Pirates would be phenomenal.
That would be pretty good.
Like on an NXT takeover, they would once again, it would be like, remember Sasha versus Bayley, and everyone was like, holy shit, look what women's wrestling can do, right?
Yeah.
It would be that with tag team. So I kind of want Sasha Banks and Bayley to retain so that they can do some NXT matches. But no, I'm pulling for the Iconics still. United States Championship, Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio.
Maybe.
Asterix. Maybe.
Asterix. Right, because of the injury, right?
Maybe Mysterio. Rey maybe Mysterio. I don't know what one I'm going for.
Rey.
Okay, and if it's not Rey, two options. Dominic or John Cena?
Ali.
I would absolutely love to see the son wrestle because he has been training with Lance Storm, and probably at the PC as well. Lance,
yeah.
So he has been training up in Calgary with Lance. He's done a little bit. I mean, he's been around freaking dudes like Ray and Conan and Psychosis and all that all his life. So I'm sure he's got enough training under his belt. It'd be kind of cool. Like
Yeah, look, I'm with Big Boy's shit booking on this one. If Ray can't go, throw Dominic in there for a 2-minute squash. Who gives a shit?
Do you know what that would
get
make
the match out of the way
if they did that? Because like Dominic still looks like he's about 13 years old.
Nicholas.
It would just look like Nicholas coming in.
Yeah, I know.
Wrestlemania.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
Yeah, put in Ali against Samoa Joe.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, that would be good.
Or just leave the match off because it was last minute bullshit anyway, and we don't need every freaking match on the card. There's 17 matches. This is too much.
But the other option in that is John Cena. If he doesn't get the Kurt Angle match, Samoa Cena has a lot of history. They trained together all many moons ago. They have that history.
Yeah.
Samoa put it, defeating Cena at Mania, put Samoa Joe back in that upper echelon again. I mean, it only takes Samoa Joe 1 or 2 attacks on a champion to be top star, but beating Cena at Mania just solidifies Samoa as a top star. So if it's not Ray, it should be Cena. Dominic is just a fun.
Either way, we're thinking Samoa Joe walks out.
Right? If it's against Ray, no, I'm not 100%. If it's Ray, I think Ray does beat.
See, I feel like he wins either way.
Future shit booking next year. I want main event of WrestleMania. Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns, because then it's Samoa Joe versus Joe, who is also a Samoan. Yeah. But yeah, I have Samoa Joe.
That's the first time I've ever heard that, Danders. How tired are you?
I just want you to know that you can go and fuck yourself. I'm very tired.
That's not making the podcast. Bobby Lashley, Finn Balor, Intercontinental Champion.
Demon Finn.
Demon Finn, right?
Yeah.
I really wish that either they left Finn off the posters because they had Demon Finn on the posters, left him off, or left the demon thing as like a surprise or something.
A surprise.
That whole thing was so lackluster and it should have been huge.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
I agree. You want it to be a surprise. But not only that, everyone's raving about how the Demon's undefeated. Didn't the Demon lose? I'm sure the Demon lost.
Yeah, Samoa Joe in that NXT. Yep.
So,
No, I'm pretty sure the Demon lost on the main card too. I feel like he lost.
Yeah,
to Baron
I'm pretty sure he
Corbin.
lost to Baron Corbin.
Yeah. So I don't remember that. Yeah.
Because I remember being really mad.
Yeah, I don't remember that. What the hell? Yeah, ew.
The thing that they did.
I could be wrong.
The thing that they did on Raw, it just fucking looked like the Boogeyman. I just thought of the Boogeyman.
He's coming to get ya.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all agree Demon Finn wins. Moving on. Triple H and Batista, the single best build for any match in the history of WrestleMania. Don't at me.
They didn't give me what I want.
That's not what I want.
Give me what I want. No Batista on WrestleMania in 2019. No. No.
I think this match could steal the fucking show, man. I'm like not even kidding. I think this is going to be great.
I tend to disagree. I think it's going to be weird. I don't know. Like, when was the last time Batista had a match? What, 3 years ago now? Been 3 years?
Was it WrestleMania 30?
No, he was.
No, it was
Yeah.
something.
WrestleMania 30, like that, around that time.
It was that year. He did that run, and then it was Evolution versus
Yeah, and then Seth
Shield.
turned. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, he's Batista. I mean, I'm sure he can go straight away. But I don't know. I think this is going to be off for me. I'm guessing Triple H wins. When was it? Did Triple H win last year?
Yeah, it's Triple H's career is on the line, so
Triple
I feel
H and
like
Steph lost to Curtin Rousey last
Yeah.
year. He's lost a few
Yeah.
in a row now. He lost
Yeah.
to Seth, lost
Yeah.
to Roman.
He's winning.
I just see him being on more of those dumb Saudi shows, so I don't think he's retiring anytime soon.
Yeah.
yeah, no, they'll have him on those shows for sure. I think when he does eventually get retired or have a retirement match, I think he'll put over one of his NXT kids.
Yeah.
He's not gonna lay down for Batista and put his career
Yeah.
away. You know, he's gonna do it for Tommaso Ciampa or someone
Yeah.
like that.
Or a Seth.
Velveteen
No,
Dream.
even a Seth rematch down the line. Seth Triple H. Seth's his biggest goal.
Yeah.
So
I want it to be the
that
want
makes
it to be
more
the
sense
Rock.
to me.
Rock Triple H is
Why?
my favorite rivalry of all time. That's the rivalry that I grew up with. I don't know if it is.
Yeah, it's good when Triple H had long hair.
Yep, The Rock had some hair also.
Everyone associates that title with the title I'm talking about with The Rock and Stone Cold. I associate that title with Triple H, man, with Triple H and that stupid backwards hat,
The leather hat. He was
the leather
my
hat.
favorite thing when I
Yes!
was like binge watching 90s Raw was like Triple H's outfits. He wore a fuckload of like leather and like plastic open shirts and shit. Like he wore some
Yes.
fucked up shit. But the
Yeah,
leather
it's
hat, and
amazing.
then Steph McMahon, like
And the sunglasses too.
Steph McMahon, I think borrowed the leather hat for like her ECW era.
Yes.
The owner of ECW,
Yes.
they were very into leather hats.
Dusted it off.
Yeah.
that
So
leather
good.
would,
That's my favorite Triple H look.
that wet leather, like the sweaty leather, would not be easy to get off. Right? I imagine like a Ross from Friends, like stuck trying to get the pants off kind of thing, right? Like
Yeah.
it'd have to be that hard. It'd be-
All right.
That's all right.
So we all agree. We all agree Triple H wins. Now we're getting towards the top end of the card. We have like 10 minutes left. So let's slam through these. AJ Styles, Randy Orton, could steal the show. Is going to be a fantastic match, but I don't think the outcome really matters.
No. Yeah, I don't know about the outcome.
Both of these guys are pretty bland at the moment. They're both pretty cooled off. I mean, this could be the start of building one of them back up again to be a legitimate threat again. And I think that in that case, you probably want AJ Styles to win.
Yeah, but I guess they're both the same age, and I don't know. I'm going to go with AJ because I'm not a Randy fan, so I'm going to go with AJ. So just on that, but it's a split down the middle match again.
Yeah,
flip of the coin.
Yeah, I'm going Randy. Their promo on this week, on SmackDown. That saved this feud. That got me invested in this feud because previously I was like, yeah, these guys will have a good match. But now it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna like take pot shots at each other. It's fucking sick.
Well, see, I've been super crazy this weekend, so I haven't watched even the highlights yet of SmackDown. So I haven't watched the Go Home SmackDown. I'm planning on watching that the day before because obviously Takeover stuff. So I'm still at that point where I'm like, it's going to be a good match, but I don't care about it.
You say you're super crazy? Well, I'm hooping too.
No, I see what you did there. Well done. That was a very Mexican.
And at this time, I'm guessing Danders is a bit psychosis.
I don't understand your hipster indie references.
That's not. You don't remember the Mexicals?
No. The three Mexicans who rode
out on a lawnmower. It's so fucking racist.
Yeah.
No.
God damn.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, no, there were three Mexicans that rode out on a ride.
About 2006 SmackDown, 2007 SmackDown, roughly, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was like it was around the same time as Kerwin White.
Yeah.
So you remember Kerwin White, but you don't remember the Mexicals?
No.
Come on, they were the original Lucha House Party, man.
I fucking remember fucking JBL standing on like the border of Texas, yelling at immigrants. Like that was the moment where I was like, I need a fucking break from this shit. What the fuck am I watching?
No, but that JBL got us, John Cena's spray paint with the JBL is poopy. Classic PG WWE stuff right there. It's amazing.
Yeah, I draw the line at like assaulting people fleeing a developing country.
Yeah, no, look, we're not defending that.
I think he still does it, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so moving on. Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, best match for Roman Reigns, and I think Roman Reigns wins. I'd love to see Drew McIntyre pick up the win, but, Reigns wins, lol.
Yeah, lol, Reigns wins.
Yeah, Reigns wins. Oh, God, I hate saying that, but yeah, Reigns wins.
The big dog. The big dog. No, I look, we like Roman Reigns, we can't boo him anymore. He had cancer.
I still boo him. I don't like.
No, I think that they are gonna. The crowd will probably turn on him again eventually, but getting a win over Drew McIntyre, that doesn't feel like being shoved down our throat. So I think this was a really good match for him for the first WrestleMania back, and then we go to the WWE Championship, Daniel Bryan versus potentially the first African American or first Black WWE champion. I don't know which signifier we want to identify as, but
he's
Kofi
African.
Kingston, Daniel Bryan.
He's African, so it's not, he's like he was born in Africa, so it's not like he's
from Ghana.
So like he is an American African as opposed to African American.
As opposed to African American, yeah. I see.
Similar. Like I used to say the same thing about Obama. Like Obama was.
But that's the thing is, will they market him like if he wins? Are they going to market him as the first Black WWE
I don't think
champion?
they're going to highlight the fact that they've been so racist in the past.
Yeah. What did you guys think of The Rock's take on it? Because The Rock was like, I'm Black and Samoan. I'm both. And I was WWE champion. And I was just like, yes, I agree. I always thought The Rock was the first Black WWE.
But I always, absolutely. Sorry to cut you off there, Mikey.
No.
Because I've never actually heard The Rock directly. He is biracial. His dad's Rocky, whatever his name is. What's his dad's name?
Johnson.
Yeah.
Rocky Johnson. I always thought it was that he identified as Samoan. Does he identify as being biracial?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he explicitly said, I think that they didn't have to market it because I transcended race. But he said that I identify as Black and I identify as Samoan.
Absolutely. The story that I heard was that he didn't have a strong relationship with his dad, but that seems to kind of be bogus. So, go, Mikey.
I was going to say, regardless of what The Rock's wants to come out and say his stories, technically he's 50% African American. So, he's got African American blood in him. So he is the first African American champion.
And do we not count Booker? Why don't we count Booker T?
WCW.
Yeah, but he still became a world champion in WWE.
And Mark Henry.
When did Booker T become champion?
Yeah. And
Mark Henry is world heavyweight champion or whatever. He has the other belt.
Right, so it's kind of splitting hairs,
it absolutely
isn't it?
is.
Yeah, because when you say former champion.
Mark Henry was champion of the B show.
Yeah. When you do their career thing and you do our former world champ, Mark Henry, Booker T, and The Rock are all under that. And so is Ron Simmons, because his title reign in WCW is still technically counted as a world title. So
yeah, but I wouldn't count that as WWE because it was under the booking of WCW. But I get what you're saying.
Kofi Kingston to become the first African world WWE champion because he is African.
Yeah. But we think Kofi wins. I think Kofi wins.
I think Kofi wins. And is this the first time in recent times, in like the modern, the internet age, that people are in the three main championship matches, the bulk of people are going for the faces. The people want the faces to win and the heels to lose. People are booing the heels and cheering the faces. When was the last fucking time that happened?
No, WWE have done this build to this WrestleMania right.
Yeah.
Like, despite any road bumps, despite any like little bits and pieces that you can nitpick at, some of the undercard things especially, but the main event matches have been built right.
Yeah.
Can't argue it. Like it's a brilliant build, and Daniel Bryan's such a good fucking heel too. Like everyone's talking about Kofi Kingston. Like hats off to Daniel Bryan because he was the most popular guy in the freaking world, and he's now the most hated guy. He's so good at his job.
Solid.
Yeah. But so we've got three matches here where you can't have all three faces win, right? So I've got Kofi winning though.
I've got Kofi winning, yeah.
Can't you?
No, you can't have all three faces win. One of them has to come out.
Yeah, but if you separate them on cards,
it's too much. It's too much happy. Like I don't know. I feel like they won't do all three win.
I believe there's two unhappies anyway. So Kofi's my happy. I think Kofi wins, and they.
All right.
And how amazing is it that technically, maybe 10 weeks ago, this was nowhere near the plan. If he didn't get that Elimination Chamber spot and the gauntlet match and all that, this was never even going to happen. Like Kofi Mania.
Who would we have seen here? We would have seen Mustafa Ali.
I don't think so. I don't think that people would have had the same reaction to Mustafa Ali. Not that he's not amazing, but it's just like he's very new, and it wouldn't feel organic for him to come straight into this spot.
See, when Brian re-signed for 5 years, and then when Ray came on board, I thought Ray versus Daniel Bryan at Mania for the title. That was my original. Was like, I could see that. That could have been a really good match to start with. But I thought that could have been a match. But I'm glad that we got here, and I'm riding Kofi Mania all the way.
Where the fuck is Kevin Owens, by the way?
He's not on the card, and he's very upset about it.
Where's he appearing? He's got to appear somewhere, surely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Unless he's in the Battle Royal, because why are you having fucking Connor in the Battle Royal and Kevin Owens can't get a spot on the show?
Well, they did that. They did that 2 years ago when Finn and Samoa Joe came. Oh, Samoa Joe debuted from NXT and Finn came back from injury. Finn was ready to go, but they saved him for the night after. And Samoa Joe had debuted and attacked Seth. Sorry, he attacked Seth. So he was kind of on the main roster already. They didn't give him anything, not even a Battle Royal spot, and had him debut the night after. I'm like, so I hope they're not doing that with Kevin.
Kevin Owens was in a championship match on the last show.
But it is WWE. They do weird shit like this all the time. But I
think we're seeing Kevin Owens somewhere.
Kevin Owens will either be involved in this Kofi Daniel Bryan moment somehow, or potential replacement for Ray against Mojo.
Yeah. Yeah, Owens versus Joe would work, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure where he's going to be, but I know that he's not happy about being on the card. I've seen those things pop up in the timeline. Then we get the Universal Championship, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins. Obviously Royal Rumble winner. He goes to choose. He chooses Brock Lesnar. Now he main events, but he's not in the main event. Who wins?
Brock.
For the love of God, take the belt away from Brock, please. Please.
I thought Brock would be the heel that wins, but I've changed my mind in the last week.
Did you listen to the podcast?
So I'm going.
Yeah.
so I'm going with Seth Rollins here.
Yeah, I'm going with Brock. I don't want him to win. This is my head speaking, not my heart speaking. My heart says Seth. But like we said, there's not going to be three babyface wins. And I believe Kofi's babyface wins is maybe the only one, actually. And yeah, I think Brock retains and Brock goes to Saudi as champ again, and we go through all this shit again until Roman takes it. I don't think Brock drops it until Roman takes it again. Roman.
That would be a mistake. You'd be better off having Drew McIntyre beat Roman Reigns and have Drew McIntyre take it.
That's what I want. I'm just thinking as a WWE exec that I don't think Brock's dropping it again until Roman.
Yeah. All right, and then we get, of course, winner take all: Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch. Obviously, we want Becky Lynch to win. I think every single one of us here can agree to that. But who do we think actually wins?
Fucking Ronnie 2 belts. We're getting Ronnie 2 belts.
For the visual, right? For all the news, for the Fox Sports, for the CBS, for the mainstream, having Ronda Rousey close the first ever women's main event at WrestleMania, holding up 2 titles, it's a good visual.
It's a visual that reaches non-wrestling fans. I think that's what which is shit. It's shit that they're looking, I guess that's what's best for business or whatever. But like everyone knows who Ronda Rousey is.
Right.
Yeah.
Only wrestling fans want Becky to win. So why not cater to all the people who aren't fans who, if they're not involved by now with Ronda Rousey, they're probably not going to get involved because of this, but whatever. Ronnie 2 belts.
I'll tell you why not. Because the crowd will shit on it. But I guess they want that because she's a heel anyway, right? So it's, I don't know. Leaving the arena after that will feel weird, I think. But I think it could be okay if they do that and then use it to stay in the headlines the next night, because then you can have Becky Lynch start the show by just demolishing Ronda Rousey, right? Just attacking her backstage and just demolishing her, and then Ronda Rousey demanding that she gets to defend, and then Becky Lynch wins it on Raw in front of the really hot crowd, like the hottest of hot crowds that haven't had to sit there for 17 million hours.
I'm gonna give this little story booking. 4 horsewomen, they come up at Mania. They help Ronda retain. Ronda retains. She is the show. Because like you said, Danders, about the best for business shit, I literally can picture her holding those 2 titles at the top of the stage and a big fucking Friday Night SmackDown on Fox thing going on. Because I know that's all the way in October, but that's got to be in the execs' heads in terms of title reigns at the moment. I think Brock and Ronda are 2 people that Fox will give WWE all the money in the fucking world to make sure that they keep those titles on those 2. Because like you said, you know, people know who Brock and Ronda are. It's sad, but I think that's why the WWE is booking. And I think between Saudi and Fox, yeah, well, Ronda's not going to be a Saudi, but yeah. I think Ronda and Brock both win on the count of Friday Night Fox and SmackDown.
I hadn't even thought about the possibility of the 4 horsewomen, but now that I think about it, it's a triple threat match. It's no DQ.
3 girls come in, take out the other 2 girls. Yeah.
Makes sense. So we're actually all in agreement that Ronda Rousey wins. This is terrifying.
I don't think any of us want it, but I think yes.
No, of course not. Yeah.
And
All right. And that is WrestleMania 35. What do we think is going to be the best moment? Oh, I guess we should also talk about Elias is going to sing a song or something.
Alexa's hosting.
Other things will happen.
Is she?
Yep.
Yeah, Alexa's hosting.
Yeah. So she'll show up twice.
Yeah.
The hosting thing is weird. Anyway, it's 1:00 in the morning here, which means it's like 1:30 for you guys. Let's call it a day because I still have to edit this. That's WrestleMania preview for you guys. NXT edition's not happening today because, we talked about NXT anyway. We talked about NXT. NXT TakeOver is going to be even better. Danders, where can people find you?
On Instagram at Rachel Danderfield and on Twitter at Danderfield. Please don't add me on Facebook. We're not friends.
Big Boy Mikey.
At Big Boy _B+ on Twitter.
At B+ _ Big Boy.
Yeah,
I am at Greg Unchained on Twitter, at the Greg Unchained on Instagram. Learn your damn handle, buddy. Stop changing it. We collectively are the B+ Wrestling on Twitter, the B+ Wrestle on Twitter because wrestling wouldn't fit. The B+ Wrestling everywhere else, he says, as he forgets the handle as well. Thank you so much for listening.
Hold one. Arm drag. You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon. You just made the list. Oh my God.
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two. Arm bar.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it. Dummy. Hold three. The moss covered. Three-handle family grununzo. Mamma mia. It's me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin. Number 4. Armbar.